Hello boys and girls, in this video we're going to be looking how to find elapsed time, and this is going to hit 4.8c in our TEKS, which tells us that we have to be able to find elapsed time. So in this problem, we're going to unlock this problem. Dora and her brother Kyle spent 1 hour and 35 minutes doing yard work. Then they stopped for lunch at 1:20. At that time, at what time did they start doing yard work? Use the graphic organizer to help you solve the problem. To first understand, we have to understand what elapsed time is. Elapsed time is time that has passed, okay? So how they have us do time that is past, it's the time and when you have time that's passed, you have a start time, an ending time, and the time in between. And you will always be given two of the parts. You'll either be given the start time and the ending time and finding the time in between, or you'll have the start time and the elapsed time, and you're going to look for the time to end with. Something else about elapsed time is given in hours and in minutes. Okay? So, in this question up above, it says she spent 1 hour and 35 minutes doing something. Since that's not looking like a time like a clock, I know this is going to be our time in between of her doing something. She stopped for lunch at 1:20. We're either going to be giving an ending time or a beginning time. It looks like here we're given she stopped, that's an ending time. At what time did she start? So we're looking for the start time. What do I need to find? We need to find the start time. What are we given? We are given the elapsed time, or the time in between, which is 1 hour and 35 minutes. And we're also given the ending time at 1:20. And then we're going to learn to draw. I can draw a line to help me count backwards and find the start time. Okay, I draw a timeline, and so here you can draw a timeline, and it's just like the number lines that we've been taught. And here they put the ending time first. I don't want you to get confused. They put the ending time, and then they went backwards, and they went, oh, if we go back a clear hour, that's going to be from, because we got to go back 1 hour and 35 minutes. The time ending at 1:20. So they actually did it a little bit different here. So, well, yeah, from 1:20, if you go back, it's going to be 12:20. Then they took the 35 minutes, because we've got to go back 1 hour and 35 minutes. So that's showing the 1 hour. The 35 minutes, she did in 5 increments. So we're going to jump back 5, and that's going to give you 12:15. Another 5 minutes is going to be 12:10, 12:05, 12 o'clock. Okay, and they're just counting back 5 minutes at a time here. Then right here is where it gets tricky. You got to think 11:55, 11:50, and 11:45. So the start time is 11:45. Now we're going to be practicing this, so don't worry. What if Dora and Kyle had to spend 50 minutes doing yard work and had to stop for lunch at 12:30 p.m.? What time would they have started doing yard work? So if we want to know, draw a timeline, and they give us what? They stopped at 12:30. And we know that for 50 minutes is the time in between. And what are we looking for? The starting time. So we're going to have to go back. And you can separate this. Sometimes I think in 10-minute increments, 5, 10-minute increments. So if I go back 10 minutes, that's going to be 12:20. Another 10 minutes, like doing our hops, is going to be 12. Whoops, I'm sorry. 12. I meant 12:10, and I thought before I wrote. Another 10 minutes, it'd be 12 o'clock. Then going back, this is where it gets a little tricky when you go back from 12 o'clock, it's 11:50. Okay, and that's another 10 minutes, and I'm counting the minutes. 20, 30, 40. We got to go back to 10. Let's see. 11:40 is another 10 minutes. So she would start at 11:40. Okay? And that would be AM because noon would be PM. Now on the back, what they've done for you here is they've actually given you the number line down here that you can use, but know that you don't have to necessarily use their tick marks. You can draw your line and move it the way that you know, if you want to count by 10s or 5s or whatnot. Evelyn has dance class every Saturday. It lasts 1 hour and 15 minutes and is over at 12:45 p.m. What time does it begin? So here's her dance class, and I think they did this in increments of 5, but if we want to make our own number line to make it easier for us, we know that it is over at 12:45, so that's our ending time when it says it's over. We know the time in between is 1 hour and 15 minutes, and we're looking for the start time. What time did the class begin? So let's take care of this hour first and go back an hour. If we start at 12:45 and we go back an hour, that would be 11:45. Then, that's my 1 hour. So now we can do the 15 minutes, and you can break it up in 10 and 5 or 5, 5 and 5. And to make it easy, I'm going to do 5, 5, and 5. So if I go back 5 minutes, it's 11:40, it's 11:35, and it's 11:30. So her dance class begins at 11:30. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and go off. I want you to practice doing 2, 3, and 4. I think those are really important. See what they're giving you, the start time, the ending time. And go back and check that with your teacher.